squad call. We are going to kick off tonight actually talking about one of my favorite topics, which is IGTV and Instagram stories. So the group of us, Slay Squad girls, we talked about how important and imperative we all think that it is for everybody to truly have a strong grasp at all of the resources that Instagram gives us. And one of the biggest things is IGTV, right? And so when Instagram came out with Instagram stories, a lot of us were kind of hesitant to try it. Some of us were like, oh my God, that's so out of our comfort zone. We have to like get in front of a screen. And a lot of us were nervous and we got all the kinks out of the way, right? And then IG Live came out and same type of deal. You started going live and you had to kind of get the butterflies out of the way, but it became like a new normal. And then Instagram or IGTV started happening and it kind of changed the game for all of us. It was an opportunity to pre-record videos and to deliver incredible content to people on Instagram based around your brand. And so I won't lie, I didn't use IGTV for a good chunk of time, probably for a couple months. I was really nervous. I would record things and not post them. But then I kind of got the butterflies out of my stomach and I was like, you know what? I am here building content for my tribe and nobody else. And so IGTV has become one of the most essential parts of my business. And a reason that I love IGTV and Instagram stories, and I think there is definitely they're so different. And I'm going to talk about the differences in both in just a second. I'll share my screen in just a minute. If you guys are on live, I highly suggest that you go on the Zoom link. We still have a couple of people who can jump on the Zoom link because I'm going to share some graphics that you want to see. Just talking to the Facebook girls. So go click the link. But anyway, so I think there's a time and place for IGTV and there's a time and place for Instagram stories. And that's what I am so excited to dive into with you guys tonight. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and get this rolling. Go in present mode. Can I just get a thumbs up? Colleen Stiles, I can see your face. Jessie Chang, can you guys see my screen? Perfect, thank you guys. So like I said, we are gonna talk all things IGTV and Instagram stories. Both are things that were very uncomfortable to the majority of us when they were first launched on Instagram, but I think with the resources that Instagram gives us, we should be using them. And I'm a firm believer that Instagram or IGTV has changed my business. So let's dive in. Okay, so I think, like I said, there's a time and a place for both IGTV and there's a time and a place for Instagram stories. And so what I believe IGTV to be is it's a place where you have an opportunity to relate to people and bring them into your platform by using your brand. And what I mean by that, it's kind of like a really drawn out sentence, but what I mean by that is it's a place for you to build something concrete that aligns perfectly to what you love. Your brand is going to be things that you love, and we're going to dive into brand in just a second. You say hello. But it's an opportunity for you to create content and post that content where people can really bring themselves into your brand and they can relate to that. For instance, I love makeup and I love fashion. So I often do makeup tutorials. Now that has nothing to do with Beachbody whatsoever, but when I create a makeup tutorial and I put it on my IGTV and it goes on the popular page, and you don't need to have a ton of followers to go on the popular page, but it lands itself on the popular page, I'm able to bring in all of the other girls who are late night scrolling on their popular page who also love makeup tutorials, and they stumble on mine and it brings them to my page. They kind of go down the rabbit hole. It brings them to my page. And now I'm bringing somebody in because of our relationship on loving makeup. And so I think IGTV does a really great job at bringing people into your social media by using your brand. And then, oops, can you guys just make sure you're all muted, please? And then on IG stories, you have the ability to really keep, I'll just read word for word. It's an opportunity to keep people engaged in your brand and build relationships through sharing. So on IG stories, you're basically showing up to the people who are already in your bubble, who are already in your platform. They've already committed to you, right? And so now it's an opportunity to kind of just engage with them consistently, to consistently build relationships with them, keep them in love with your content and your brand. So IGTV is you bringing people into your brand and building relationships and bringing them in and kind of like linking arms with them. And IG stories are you already linking arms with them and consistently engaging with them, those people who are already committed to you. And so I'm going to be totally honest and tell you that both of these things, Instagram stories and IGTV, are two huge reasons that my business has grown the way it has in the last year, but also my followers have grown the way it has in the last year. And so I'm just going to give you kind of an example of what some of my IGTVs are. I love them. I only started doing them like 5 months ago, but I'm consistently delivering content based on the things that I like seeing. So I do things totally unrelated to Beachbody. Again, remember guys, the idea of IGTV is for you to bring people in by your relationship, by your by your connective and relating to things that you love inside of your brand. So more than likely, if all I'm doing is talking about Beachbody coaching, or all I'm doing is talking about at-home workouts, I'm not going to be able to really relate to people. I'm only going to relate to those people who love fitness. And that's not me. Sure, I love fitness and I love what it's done to my body, but I don't love it so much that I have the ability to relate to people left and right with it, right? There's other pieces that make me me. I'm Ashley Feldeisen first, and I'm a Beachbody coach next. And inside of Ashley Feldeisen goes all of these other things that make me me, and as do you, right? And so for me, I do things that I consistently show up to. So makeup tutorials, gel polish change at home, staying sane while working, self-tanning. I love like nutrition and recipes, at-home dog treats, what I eat in a day, my hair volume, Trader Joe's grocery haul, my townhouse home decor, my microneedling, full face makeup, pantry organization, 3-day cleanse. So where some of these things might fall into my brand of Beachbody coaching, a lot of things fall into my brand of just Ashley Feldeisen, right? And so it's funny because I'll always ask my girls when they sign up for a boot camp or coaching, we'll kind of talk about how they found me on Instagram, or we'll talk about like the initial connection. And I have a ton of girls who found me because of my microneedling or my self-tanning or like my recipes that have nothing to do with Beachbody whatsoever, but I'm bringing them in, but based on things that we both love. And then they're showing up on my Instagram stories where I'm talking about my boot camps, where I'm talking about my workouts, and they're able to say, well, this girl who's delivering content based on things that I like to see, that I enjoy looking, that I do in my normal daily life, well, if she can show up and get results in her garage, well, then I can too. And so that's where we go back to this little, oops, I don't want to go to the next one yet. That's where how do I go back? That's where we go back to this little T diagram, right? Or this little comparison. IGTV is an opportunity to relate to people and bring them in. And IG stories is a way to consistently engage with those people that you've already brought in. And so let's really dive deep into IGTV. I have low battery. Okay. So here are a couple things that I do. What I do when I focus on creating an IGTV, the first thing that I do is always make sure that I have good lighting. Now, a selfie light is incredible, and I think that every coach should have one. You could purchase a cheap one, like $20 one on on Amazon, or you could purchase like a Big Daddy one that lights up your entire room, and you could do photos in the dark with it on, and you could look like you're standing in front of a window. But I always focus on good lighting. I ask myself, when I'm watching a video or when I am scrolling on social media, what do I like to see? I'm not going to stop and watch a girl do her makeup in the dark. I'm not going to stop and watch a girl who's, doing her makeup or decorating her house without some type of, with being visually appealing. But that's my thing. And maybe your house is a mess and you attract girls whose houses are a mess, or maybe you are attracted to people who have that crazy mom lifestyle, and that's your thing, right? And I really don't want to sit here and say I'm a master at IGTV, because I'm 100% not. I just feel like these are the 4 things that I look for when I do an IGTV, and number 1 is good lighting. I think for anybody, whether you have a messy house or not, it's just important for you to get in good lighting, just so that everybody can see your face and see it accentuated, and so it's scroll stopping, and they look and they can see exactly what's going on without question. So what I look for is always good lighting. And then number 2, a clear objective. I'm not just making an IGTV to make an IGTV. I don't get on IGTV and just kind of like talk, right? I get on an IGTV with a purpose. I make my title something that has an objective. My title's looking at the last slide. My everyday makeup look, gel polish change at home, staying sane while working from home, self-tanning from home, homemade dog treats, what I eat in a day. So everything has an objective. And each and every single objective, I'm going to kind of jump to number 4, aligns to my brand. So with my objective, it aligns to my brand. And so I asked myself, well, you know, I'm going to show up and I'm going to maybe create a chia seed pudding that has Shakeology in it, and that aligns to me being a coach. I'm going to show up and do a makeup tutorial because I want to bring in the girls who also love makeup tutorials, because on my Instagram story, I'm always showing up with makeup. Or I'm going to do a healthy recipe, maybe a healthy chicken stir fry recipe, and get those girls in who are looking for healthy and clean recipes, because I know that I'm delivering that content on my Instagram stories. I'm going to also keep delivering that content. And so always making stories that align to your brand. One thing to remember is that when you're doing things on your IGTV or when you're posting things on your feed, you want to make it cohesive to what you're posting on your Instagram story, just so that it is it just kind of runs together, and so people know what they're expecting. If they're coming in and following you for makeup tips, or if they're coming in and following you for your healthy cooking, or for whatever the case may be, maybe you're doing your hair or you're showing them how to squat properly, whatever IGTV you're making, just make sure that it is fluid to what you're actually showing up for. If you're going to show them a fitness tip, you can't be somebody who sits on your couch all day and watches Netflix, right? If you're going to show them healthy eating on your stories, make sure you're also delivering healthy eating, so that they're coming in for one thing and you keep delivering that same thing. And I hope that makes sense. And then the first one was good lighting. The second thing is a clear objective. And then the third thing is organization. I think this is huge. I think that when knowing what your objective is and having a clear outline, I never just put my phone down and make an IGTV. I'm never like, okay, I think I want to do this today, or I think I want to make this recipe today, and just put my phone down and make it. What I do is say to myself, okay, on Sunday, I'm going to do an IGTV for, like, right now I'm actually working on an IGTV. I'm tie-dyeing, I'm bleach tie-dyeing a jogger set I have. And so instead of just putting my phone down and like whipping the entire IGTV out, I sit down and I make like a step-by-step of what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do, the clips I'm going to make. And it doesn't take me hours to do that. It's just a sense of organization so that I feel more fluid when I'm showing up in front of my camera, but also the girl on the other side who's watching that feels like I took time putting it into that. This is your business. And while, yes, you are a Beachbody coach and you bleach tie-dyeing a jogger set might not be what you signed up to coach for, that's the fun in this business, is developing your brand. I'm going to tell you what, I have so much more fun today than I did 5 years ago as a coach, when I was just spewing out and throwing up Beachbody coaching left and right, because I feel like today you really truly do have to have a strong brand on social media. And Morgan said it herself on the National Wake Up Call today. She looks at the broader scope of successful coaches in our business, or successful network marketing people in general. And it's not the coaches who are throwing up Beachbody on their social media. It's the coaches in our network, in our organization, who you wouldn't even know are coaches. They're just crystal clear in aligning Beachbody to their lifestyle, to their brand that already fits in their lifestyle. But people can see that they're gaining health, and we're just using the Beachbody platform as the vehicle to bring us to good health, to bring us to financial freedom, or whatever the case may be. But we still have our platform to use our voice and use our brand. And so this is the fun in it. This is the part that brings me so much joy, is getting to bring in your personality, getting to bring in your antics and your likes and your hobbies and your habits. And it really is a way to just build incredible relationships. He's snoring. To bring in incredible relationships that you never would have been able to do had you just been throwing up about Beachbody. And so in this day and age, guys, coaching is so much more fun, for sure. So what I look for when I'm doing a video: good lighting, a clear objective, organization, and an alignment to my brand. So let's just go back to a couple of my IGTVs. So good lighting, I'm going to give you some tangible tips as we go as well. So a good tangible tip when you're making an IGTV is that you always want to have a cover photo. So you're going to upload a video, but you're also going to have the opportunity to upload a cover photo. Now, if you are somebody who really enjoys like fluidity in your social media, like everything to look the same, you could take a photo of basically, so like I made this makeup tutorial. I made the makeup tutorial, but I took a still image of me where I made my makeup so that there was a still image with my filter on top of it. But when they clicked it, it went into the video in the same place. And I hope that makes sense for you. So whatever video that you create, you just want to create a still image with whatever, if you use a filter, if you don't use a filter, it just makes it so that when you go to your social media, and I truly believe in having a strong storefront, when you go to your social media, your storefront is very fluid and visually appealing. I'm a 3 true and true, so visually appealing is very important to me. 3 on the Enneagram test. If you don't know what Enneagram you are, you need to take the test. But visually appealing really appeals to me. And I know that if I love visually appealing things, well, my brand will love visually appealing things too. And I want to attract the other 3s. I want the 3 on the Enneagram because I'm a 3 on the Enneagram. And so whatever, maybe you're a 1 or a 2 or a 7 or an 8, whatever you are, you want to attract that person because you want to be able to relate, and you want to build this business together and really understand what makes them tick. And it's fun. It's fun. I love my 3s. But so I talked about good lighting. So there's good lighting throughout. The proper objective. I know my objective in each video. Somebody's writing on my screen. In addition to that, like having it aligned to my brand. So I look at the things, the videos that I made, and they all align to who Ashley is, not just as a coach, but who Ashley is first. And so let's dig into that part of it. So what you don't need to build a rock star IGTV is a professional camera. Nope, all I use is my phone. Don't have a camera. I just use my normal camera on my phone. You don't need to have a background in photography or videography. You don't need to, love Angela Mar to death, and her husband are rock star videographers, but you don't need to have that background. You don't need to be this extreme videographer. I'm going to talk about what you need in a second. You don't need great editing skills, and you don't need 10,000 followers. I actually just got off a call with some of my personally sponsored coaches, and I asked them the question. I asked my team this the other day too. I said, what if you already had 1,000 coaches below you? And I want you guys to answer this question. What if you already had 100,000 women and men coaches below you looking up to you every single day that you sponsored, that are on your team? How would you show up on social media? How would you show up on your team pages? What type of content, what type of trainings would you create for them? If you had maybe 1,000, or maybe you already have 1,000, if you had 10,000 people to show up for as a leader every single day, how would you show up differently? I know that in 2017, if you guys have ever heard my story, my business, I almost quit back in 2017, and I decided instead to draw this huge line in the sand and go all in. And I know that was the biggest transition for me. I was treating my couple girls I was leading as they were just a couple girls. I was just leading a couple girls. I was only showing up to a couple girls. I didn't need the best training. I didn't need the best mentorship. There's only a couple people watching my Instagram stories. I treated my business like that. I was treating those people as if they were just a couple people. But then in 2017, I drew that line in the sand, and I said something like, I see Brittany Leggett's success, and Melanie Mitro, and, fill in the blank, all of these successful coaches, and I want what they have so bad. But I had to reel myself in, and I had to make a major transition. And that major transition was treating those 3 as if they were already 10,000. Treating those 3 as if they were the 1,000 of people that I had to show up to. I started creating content as if I had 1,000 people showing up to my team call. Maybe 3 people would show up, but I created content as if there were 1,000. I started showing up on social media as if I had 20,000 followers already following me every single day. Even if I had 400, I started showing up and creating content like that. I started showing up in my journey, in my kitchen, in my workout, in my gym, as if I had thousands of girls below me on my team looking up to me to do the same. Even if I only had 3, I started treating it. And that's where my business shifted. And you guys have to think about it when it comes to that on your social media, on your IGTVs, on your Instagram stories. Maybe you only have 70 people watch your Instagram stories every single day. You need to treat those 70 like they're 70,000 or 700 or 7,000. Because in order for them to grow, they need to feel that. They need to feel like like, think about it. If you were to put 70 people in front of you and have them watch your day-to-day life, if they were to come sit at your kitchen island and watch you cook your dinner every single day, you'd be so nervous. And so you have to treat those 70. You would outperform anything you've ever done, right? If you had 70 people in your kitchen or watching you in your workout. If you were on stage in front of 70 people, you would outperform anything you've ever done. You have to start thinking like that. You have to start treating those 70 as if they're 7,000 and watch your business change. Same thing with IGTV. You don't need 10,000 followers to create a rock star IGTV or to show up on Instagram stories like a boss. You don't. You could have 20 people. How are you going to turn those 20 people into 2,000? Treat those 20 people as if they're already 2,000. Deliver rock star content. What you do need to have a kick butt IGTV is a phone camera. I mean, you need some type of camera. Phone camera works great. You need an editing app. I prefer Pick, Play, Post is the best cheap. I don't know if I pay for it. I might pay like $3 a month for it. I love Pick, Play, Post. A couple tangible things I love about Pick, Play, Post is the ability to take like 30, you can take as many snapshots of videos as you want and you put them in one place. And it's just so easy to use. It's just like this little screen at the bottom and you can speed it up. You can put music over top of it. You can slow it down. You can make like transitions. You can voice over into it. Everything you need to just be a rock star IGTVer is Pick, Play, Post. You don't need to pay $20 a month for iMovie. You just need Pick, Play, Post. It rocks. It really, really, really does rock. And so for music, instead of buying music for IG or for Pick, Play, Post, you can voice over music and it sounds so good. All of my IGTVs, they're just voiceovered and it works well. And Instagram likes it. Never had a problem with the music. So it really does work well. I love Pick, Play, Post. And like I mentioned, I might pay a couple dollars for it, but I don't pay anything crazy for it. And I do believe, if maybe some of you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I do believe even the free version, you do have a lot of freedom because it got me pretty far. I remember before I had to upgrade. So you have to have a camera, you have to have an editing app, and you have to have the patience to create. Now, creating an IGTV isn't going to be as simple as just making a post and aligning some words to it. Creating an IGTV does take a couple things. It takes getting in front of a light and creating a video. It takes imagination and creativity to get your ideas on paper of what you want to create. It takes putting it into Pick, Play, Post if you do have to edit it. Now, you don't have to edit every movie. If it's just like a straight up movie of you talking, you could just post it. But if it is something that you have to edit, some aren't of mine. It takes patience in actually sitting down and editing it for sure. And it takes patience in actually, seeing that growth come. In some of my IGTVs, you guys noticed that I had 10,000 views, and some of them I have 100,000 views. And that's just not because the video is any better than the other, but maybe more people could relate to it. When I made my microneedling, which is just a type of facial where you get basically hundreds of little injuries in your face. When I made that video, it was so unusual to see videos like that I had over 100,000, I think, views on it. And I brought so many people into my brand because of it. Not because it was a great video, but because a lot of people were interested in it. So I think it's really cool to learn and create content around things like that. When I do things for the first time, I like to IGTV it. So bleach tie-dyeing my jogger set. I've never done anything like that before, but I started to create an IGTV for it. And it's, I'm doing the learning process with them, but it's like a fad right now, right? It's something that people really enjoy. We are creating an outdoor bench this weekend, like a DIY bench this weekend. And so while I've never done it before, I know that it's something that people really enjoy. It's a process, right? And so I'm going to take them on that process with me. And maybe I won't really relate to the girls who love makeup or love fashion on my DIY home bench, but I probably will relate to the girls who love home decor. And still, that's a huge part of my brand. No, it's not Beachbody related whatsoever, but because they're going to see that IGTV, hopefully they'll see that IGTV, and I can bring them into my social media, my platform, because we can relate on our love of home decor. Maybe on Thursday when I talk about my boot camp, or they see me sweat in my garage because they liked my home decor of making my DIY bench, they'll see that Instagram story and say, wow, well, I've been looking for a workout program, or, I'm going crazy in this house. I really need something to get my body moving. And that's where relationships are created. That's where customers are grown. In the little day-to-day things that you don't expect to happen, but they see you and they're like, if she can, I can too. I like this girl because I found her on the popular page doing her freaking micro needling, but I watch her Instagram stories because I keep watching her because her brand really relates to me. And so you just need the patience to create content, guys. And you need a platform to help people, which we all have. We are all so blessed with Beachbody, and I will say this until I'm blue in the face, but my brother owns a CrossFit gym. Tyler, my fiance, is a business owner as well. And I have seen them invest so much money just to be, just to struggle every single month, to pay payroll, to pay rent, snow removal, like you name it. There are so many things. And here we are with this platform that first and foremost has the ability to change our entire lives. It is the vehicle. It doesn't change our lives. We use it to change our lives, right? Through health and wellness and emotional growth and relationships, right? We have the ability to change our lives with this thing. And most of us invested $160. Amy Silverman was on the National Wake Up Call a couple weeks ago, and she told us about just the silver platter. Back in the day, and I know a couple of the OGs on here can relate to this, we purchased for $160 one DVD and Shakeology. I bought 21 Day Fix in 2015 with Shakeology for $160. I thought that was a steal. Now you get the entire avenue of workouts and recipes and nutrition and a coach and all of it in a month free of Shakeology. That is a steal. And maybe some of us coaches who feel that in our hearts that it's a steal, maybe we deliver stronger because we believe it. And I want you to pass that belief on to you guys. You have a platform that is an absolute steal. And that platform is your investment into this business. We are so doggone lucky to have this platform and to have invested nearly nothing into this business for it to grow. And so you have a platform to help people, and it's time for you to use it. And Instagram is a platform for you to help people. Your voice is a platform for you to help people. And then a brand, which all of us have. We all have something that makes us us, right? And so I want you to pull up your Instagram right now. I want you to open your Instagram. Yes, exactly, Katie. Basically no overhead or traditional business expenses. It's so nice. We basically pay $16 a month for them to cover all payroll stress, customer service, inventory. Like, we do nothing. We put our feet back. If we have a problem, we're like, hey, here's customer service phone number. They're incredible. Let us know how it works. We're so, so, so lucky. And I'll say that forever and ever and ever. Yes, Katie. Okay, I want you guys to all pull out your Instagram. So go to your Instagram popular page, okay? I want you to open it up, and I want you to just look at it. I want you to look at your popular page and ask yourself what sticks out to you. Oh no, my images aren't working. I'm going to stop my screen for a second. I want you to look at your popular page, and I want you to just jot down a couple things that stick out to you. I'm going to give you like 1 minute to just jot down a couple things while I try to get my images to show up.
Ashley, can you see the chat?
No, I might be able to. Hang on 1 second.
Okay, no, don't do anything. But the question is, what's the popular page?
Oh, okay. So if you guys go to your Instagram, you will have, it's basically the Wonder page. Actually, I don't know what they call it. If you go to your Instagram, you'll go to the bottom and you'll see like a little, not a microscope. What's the thing called? Identifying glass?
Magnifying glass.
What is it called?
Magnifying
Yeah,
glass.
magnifying glass. It's one of those like little magnifying glasses. Click that and that'll be, so basically a popular page is, it's like a filter. So anything you've ever viewed, so anything that you view consistently, Instagram takes like this report and says, you like this, 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 and this. So because, can everybody just make sure they're muted?
Oh, sorry.
Mute yourself. Oh, so because you like this, this, and this, we're going to show you related items and put them on your popular page. So we're delivering content that we know you already like. And so your popular page should basically be like a 16 or 24 snapshot of posts that relate to things that you already like. So look at those things. Now jot down a couple things that stick out, and that's actually what I have a photo of. I just have to put it in presentation mode. And so I see in the chat right now, a lot of you guys are like, mine's just of one thing, mine's just of sweets. And so maybe for you, that's a huge thing you have to make a shift in your business. Maybe it's about actually going and looking at things that you enjoy, that you want to see more of for business purposes. And so for me, this is my popular page. So I see a lot of home decor. I see a lot of family stuff, tons of like family, fiance, because I'm planning a wedding, friends, home decor, food, friends, dogs, fashion, more family, lots of fashion, food, fitness, home decor, fashion. So for me, what sticks out for obvious reasons is home decor, fiance, wife, family, food, fitness, and nutrition, fashion, and makeup, and dogs, because those are the things I'm consistently viewing. So if you are only viewing your popular page and all you see is like baking recipes, chances are you've probably only been looking at baking recipes, which is fine. But maybe you want to broaden your scope of what you actually view. So going out and finding pages that align to your brand. And so I really challenge you to ask yourself, what are the 5 things that you want to be known for? And I'm sure you guys have already done this. I make all of my girls do this when they're new coaches. But what are the things that make you who you are? What are the things? And I always say that Beachbody is your thumb. Beachbody should be a piece of your health and your nutrition. It should be a piece of your food, nutrition, and your fitness, your love of taking care of yourself. But what are the other 4 things? Mine are home decor, fiance, wife, family, fashion, makeup, and dogs. And so I'm always out looking for profiles that align to those things. And so that's why you see on my popular page things that align to those pieces of my brand. And once you go out and you start looking at those things, you'll notice that Instagram starts delivering like content to your popular page based on those things. So on the business activity tracker, which I hope you guys are all doing every single day, if you were doing it every single day, then all of you guys are hitting Success Club every month, I imagine. If you are not doing your business activity tracker every single day, I imagine you're probably not hitting Success Club. In the nicest way possible, guys, do your business activity tracker. But if you see on your business activity tracker, it tells you to go out and build connections, or go out and follow people and grow your social media, right? And so that's a big piece of it, is going out to what I do. And if you guys saw me and Jen talk at Summit, we talked all about this, building your brand, going out and going down the rabbit hole of your brand. But finding like content that you deliver on your page. So I know that I deliver home decor. I deliver fiance, wife, family, wedding planning. I deliver food, nutrition, and fitness. I deliver fashion, makeup, and I deliver dogs consistently. So because I'm delivering those things, I'm out looking for those things every single day. Day after day, because I know that the more I get on my social media, the more yeses I'm going to get down the line, because when you bring them in, now you're linking arms with them. Now it's your job to deliver things, to keep engaging with them, right? And so based on your popular page, and maybe this wasn't actually intended to be a lesson whatsoever, but maybe if you are only seeing one thing at a time on your popular page, you're only seeing baking things, you're only seeing everything like new mom or home decor, maybe it's an opportunity for you to broaden your scope of what your brand is and ask yourself, what am I delivering? I need to go out and search more of that. So that's really what all I have to say about IGTV. I don't want you guys to overthink it. I write in my planner. So at the beginning of every week, I have my planner. I write down, what I have to do for the day. I write down like all of my trainings. And on Sundays, I always write down what my IGTV is going to be. I usually deliver my IGTVs anywhere from like Saturday to Sunday or Friday to Sunday. It's just like when I like to create content on the weekends. But plan out your content. What do you want to share with people? And so having that clear in my planner, I kind of brew all week long. I'm like brewing how I want to create this. I like fall asleep thinking about how I want to make my IGTV, and it's just like the creative nature in me. But ask yourself, how do you want to deliver your content? This is your business, guys, and that's the fun in it. Like I said, you're not just spewing about Beachbody on Demand and Shakeology. You're your most authentic self when you're talking about things that you're not selling, but things that you just want to help people with. And because you're helping people through your IGTV, they get that sense from you that, oh, if I follow her because I like this content, I'm sure she's going to deliver more content. And it's just like opening the door to so many opportunities. So ask your questions. You can ask your questions in the chat if you have them about IGTV, but I'm going to make a transition into Instagram stories now really quick, okay? And so like I said, IGTV opens the door, brings them in. An Instagram story is the entertainment. So your guests are here. They came to you because they like your IGTV. Now it's time to entertain them. You got to make them dinner. You got to find something cool for them to watch. You got to, bring out a board game. How are you going to entertain your guests? And so my Instagram stories are my favorite part of my day. I am always on my Instagram stories from beginning to end. And so some things that I like to do on my Instagram stories are, number one, my morning routine. And I try not to be super predictable in my morning routine. Like I'm not showing up at the same selfie every single day, or mixing my pre-workout in the same way every day, or just sharing the same workout clip every single day. My morning routine shifts and changes. And so I know I have a solid morning routine, and I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you that your morning routine is absolutely essential to the way that the rest of your day goes. My morning routine looks like this. Wake up at 6:30. I go downstairs. I make a huge cup of Hydrate and two scoops of Energize. I start drinking it, let the dogs go potty. I go back upstairs to my office. I read a lot of books. Start with Rachel Hollis Start Today Journal. I do my daily devotional, Only Love Today. It's like a little poem every single morning. I just got Fear is Your Homeboy, actually starting that tomorrow. But I'm reading the book Being Boss, which is like kind of like a textbook, but I read it every single morning. And so I've been doing these 3 books every single day. And so Start Today is always a staple. Do that every single morning, but it's always a personal development book paired with a professional development book. I just started this one. Before this, I read Own Your Everyday by Jordan Lee Dooley. Highly, 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 highly recommend that book. If you haven't read it, go add it to your Amazon cart right this second. You need that book. But I read that every single morning, and I read short snippets. I'm not like an hour-long reader in the morning. I do my Start Today journal, take 3 minutes, writing out the 5 things that I'm grateful for that morning, and the 10 things that, I crave in my life as if they've already happened. Boom, I'm starting my day focusing on Ashley. At this point, I still haven't touched my phone. So I'm showing up for me first, not on anybody else's watch but my own. And so then I do a personal development book. I just read like a chapter of a personal development book, and then a professional development book, just to help me feel like a boss in the morning, just to help me feel like, my radar is in the right direction, and I am, I'm waking up and I'm hustling. I'm getting work started, and I am a boss. But I did just order Fear as my homeboy. I can't remember who recommended this, but I'm really excited to jump into that tomorrow. So that's my morning routine. And then I get on, I post in my boot camps, I post in my groups, and I go work out. But morning routine is essential. I don't post that every single day that I'm doing that morning routine. I post different pieces of my morning routine in different ways. I am always doing my day at a glance, and I'm always doing different things, whether it's photos of me working out and I don't post my workout every single day. Majority of days I post my workout in different ways. My most commonly asked question is how I post the workouts on my Instagram in like different clips. If you see my Instagram right now, it's 3 videos in one. I use the app Unfold, which allows you to do like one screenshot of multiple videos, which I really like. I've been liking that a lot. But I do that like 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week. But I try not to be predictable with it, right? I'm showing my fashion, my makeup. It's different every single day. I'm always sharing my outfit of the day. I'm always talking about what I'm eating. A lot of people follow me for my food, so I'm always talking about the way I'm eating. I'm talking about mindset. When I think about like the successful coaches on my team and I look at the broader scope of their social media, it's not the ones who are showing up and talking about their boot camp consistently. It's not the ones who are posting their workouts, because they all are. It's the ones who are showing up and allowing people to get to know them. It's the ones who are showing up and peeling back the layers and getting to know their mindset, getting to know their lifestyle, getting to know them, like peeling back those layers and being able to look at them and say, well, if she can, I can too. If Ashley can, if Alyssa can, if Michelle can, then I can too. But they aren't going to be able to say that unless they know who you are. And so just sharing your workout and just sharing a photo of your Energize or just sharing a picture of your kid ain't gonna inspire nobody, because they can go on Google and search girl doing workout, girl drinking yellow lemonade, right? How are you different than somebody else? How are you going to peel back the layers and prove to them that if they can, or if you can, they can too? And so I always just try to pull in my mindset. I try to pull in my personality, my humor. I'm always like doing pictures of my dogs. People love my dogs, like humor with them, things that I'm loving. I'm always doing try-ons or makeup things. But guys, this aligns to your brand. I don't know what time it is. I don't want to go over the time. Okay, it's only 8:43. But things that you're loving in your house. People don't just follow you for Beachbody. And so what I mentioned about IGTV is that you're opening the door for them to invite them into your home. And now it's a way to entertain them. But you doing a workout in front of them every single day and drinking your pre-workout isn't going to entertain anybody. So how are you going to keep them aligned to who you are? Well, go back to those 5 things that make you you. Mine are fiance, dog mom, home decor, fashion lover, and yes, fitness and health. That's a piece of who I am. But the other things are just as important, because Sally probably didn't follow you for your fashion or for your fitness. She probably followed you for that other thing that you posted about, but you're going to show her that you have this incredible platform that makes you feel incredible in your fashion, or feel incredible when you're chasing your kid around the backyard or getting ready for your wedding, whatever the case may be, fill in the blank. But posting about things that you're loving. How can people relate to you is going to be massive. And then your surroundings. Try not to overthink your Instagram stories, but just ask yourself, what do I love seeing? Well, I need to deliver that. And I want to ask you guys 2 questions. First question, and this is going to be the end of it, and we will get off unless you guys have any questions. So I want you to tell me, what IGTV are you? I know something's probably brewing up there. What IGTV are you going to make in the next 7 days? Put it in the chat. What is something in your brand? Oh, I love that, painting mason jars for my mom. That's so cool. Stick on nail tutorial, DIY moon sand. Cool. And sometimes I feel like a phony. I'm like, oh, I'm posting about my makeup tutorial, but I love being a Beachbody coach. I know that my brand is so important, and your brand is so important to who you are, and Beachbody makes you a better that. You know, being able to do projects like that for your kids, or being able to make that jerk chicken, you know, being a part of a platform like this where you get to show up for yourself every single day makes you a better person to serve these people. And we always have to hold on to that. Pregnancy must-have, makeup tutorial, redo of a piece of furniture. That's so fun. And a lot of us are already doing these things, right? So it's just a matter of being a little bit creative and creating content in a way that might be a little bit different for us, right? Ways to wear a denim jacket. I love that. I need to watch that. Toddler activity. Cool. Okay, and then the last question I'm going to ask you guys, what needs to shift in your Instagram stories? I think there's a broad scope of people who don't share enough, and then there's people who overshare. And I talked about this in my talked about this live in my team page the other day. But I think there's a broad scope, and we have to be in the middle. There's people who only show up and they just throw up Beachbody because they think, like, in order to be a successful Beachbody coach, I have to only be a Beachbody coach. And then there are these people who take 15 clips of their kid, right? Of the kid playing for 15 minutes. And by the end of it, I'm like, taking a deep breath, coming up for air. And we have to ask ourselves, what does our follower want to see? Do they want to see 15 photos of my kid playing or my dog licking his feet or rubbing his belly? Probably not. But I'm going to take snapshots of my day and deliver that to them consistently. My brand doesn't want to see 15 photos of me working out, but they probably enjoy seeing me with a different outfit doing my workout in my garage every single day. And even if they don't, some of them might, it's easy to snap past it because I'm not doing 15 in a row. And so ask yourself, am I not sharing enough or am I oversharing? And when we go back to the question where I shared, hold on, I want to go back to this. When I shared this one, when I talk about, the 5 things that make me me, another thing, this is the last thing I'm going to say, in your Instagram stories, you should be living proof of these things, right? Because if people are going to come in and relate to you based on these things, if you're creating like content and IGTVs around these things, you have to deliver that in your stories. Well, you should be in your stories talking about these things every single week, talking about your home decor. Like, this is my life, right? But if I am saying that home decor is a big piece of my brand, then I need to be delivering it. Fiance, delivering it. Food and nutrition, delivering it. Fashion, delivering it. Dogs, delivering it. And as do you. The 5 things that make you you, you need to be delivering it every day, if not every day, every other day, pieces of your brand so that people are entertained by you and they're engaged to you and they keep coming back to you. I find myself every single night, at the end of every single night, 2 bloggers that I love, no relation to Beachbody, but I love them so much and I find myself searching them. I crave their content. Not that they create incredible blog posts, but because they just show up and entertain me like crazy so much that I can't go to bed until I see what they posted for the day in their Instagram stories. And your goal should be to be that for people, to entertain people so much that they get to the end of their day and they're like, ooh, what's Alyssa doing? What's Ashley doing? What's Michelle doing? What's Cassie doing at the end of their day? And that's, that's cool. That's called being a light on social media. That's called, being an influencer on social media. All right, guys, let's do like two minutes of any questions if we have any. I wouldn't say like a number of stories. Some days I have like 21 stories. Some days I have like 4 stories. It really depends on the day, but just asking yourself, did I deliver today? Did I add value today? Did I show up and change a life today? And one last thing I want to just say, and then I'll get to questions in a minute. Your success is not measured based on Success Club points, guys. Your success is not measured based on dollars or rank in this business. Your success is measured on the value that you showed up with every single day. And you have to ask yourself, did I control what I could control today? And that's how your success is measured. And when you go to better, if you drop rank or if you didn't make your highest paycheck, you can't be mad at yourself. Give yourself some grace as long as you're showing up and you're pouring into your business each and every single day. Now, I'm not saying get to the end of your day and look at your to-do list and you didn't do anything. You should beat yourself up for that and do your freaking to-do list. But if you get to the end of the day and you did your entire to-do list, but you're not as far as you want to be, give yourself some grace, pour into, remember that it takes passion, it takes persistence, but your worth or your success in this business is measured on the value and how you're showing up and how present you are in your business. I know. Do you see him? He's ridiculous. The dog feet. He smells like Doritos. How did you create your brand? You guys all have a brand. We all have a brand. It's the 5 things that you just said. The 5 things that you just said that are you. My brand is home decor, fashion, makeup, fitness, nutrition, dogs, fiance. That's my brand. You make up your brand. You have one right now. Snap your fingers. You have a brand. It's just, you just have to deliver that brand. How do you plan your content? I write it in a planner and I create it. I really like the app. What is it called? Preview. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, the app Preview. My best user. They know what I like. Preview. It's so good. You can plan everything right in the app. You can see how everything looks on your social media and it posts it right there. Also, another one, Michelle, what's the other one that Angie Belmar uses? A lot of you guys might actually use it. The one Angie Belmar said on the National Wake Up Call the other day. Post staff fee. Yeah, that's a good one too. And that like actually you have to pay for it, but it actually tells you like the best times to post based on your target market and your brand, which is cool. Oh, is free and a good one too. I think that you should be, Caitlin asked the question, should I stop doing cooking on your stories and just do them on IGTV? I think you should be delivering content across the map and be fluid. If you're doing something on your IGTV, you should be doing it on your stories. Obviously not 10 minutes worth of it, but just showing little clips of it. I do one IGTV per week, if not one every 2 weeks. So like one every 7 days or one every 14 days. Yeah, the swipe up feature, guys, you don't need the swipe up feature. You do get it when you have 10,000 followers, but there's no need. I mean, unless you're like selling something and you want to bring them to a different place, just do a link in your profile and it works just as well. Everybody was there at one point. But in order to get to 10,000 followers, a lot of people are like, I want all the followers, but you guys aren't going out and actively finding people every single day. Going out and finding people consistently is going to make your followers grow. My phone just died, so for everybody on Facebook, this just ended. But going out and searching those people based on your brand, what I showed you guys in my popular page, like the things that make me, going out and finding profiles who represent home decor, going out and finding profiles that like fashion, dogs, fiance, planning a wedding, and following people who like those posts or those profiles will help me relate to those people, and they'll start following me back. Hopefully not all of them. If I go out and follow 40 people a day, not all of them are going to follow me back, but hopefully a handful of them will follow me back. And if I'm doing that 7 days a week, that starts to grow very fast, right? I'm just trying to find questions. Okay, any new ones? Do you think IG story live is helpful? I've never done an IG story live, never done a live video on Instagram. I know a lot of girls do. I think Brittany actually does them quite a bit. What's cool about Instagram live is that you can actually like take it and put it into an IGTV if it's less than 15 minutes. And so if that's your thing, totally do it. I think it's a resource that Instagram gives us. So you should absolutely use it. I actually haven't really dove into it yet, but it's an opportunity to definitely grow your brand 100%. What are some more examples of a personal brand? I mean, it's just what makes you you. Text your best friend, text your partner. What makes me me? Ask your mom, what do people know me for? What makes me me? What are things that when you're bored that you think about? Or what are, when you look at your vision board, what are things that you rely on? Those are parts of your brand, right? Do what you love. And your brand shouldn't be mine. It should be what you stand for. Yeah, exactly, Brittany. I love that. What do you type into Pinterest? Mm-hmm. What if you follow all these people and no one follows you back? Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say, promise, and then I'm getting off. If you go out, I look at invites like this, or when you go out and follow people like this, you plant a seed, right? And what do you have to do first? You have to peel the soil back. You have to put the seed in. You have to put the soil back on top of the seed. And every day you have to come back. You have to water it. You have to pour sunlight onto it. You have to nurture it. But in that moment, the second that you plant that seed, you're not going to see it sprout right away, right? But you trust that you coming back to it every day, you trust that by giving it the water, the sunlight, the attention that it needs, you trust that it's going to grow. And eventually a week in, 2 weeks in, it starts to sprout its first stem. And you're like, oh, I knew the process was coming, but it's not a beautiful flower yet, is it? It's not this beautiful flower yet, but you trust I'm going to keep giving it water. I'm going to keep giving it sunlight, and I trust that it's going to grow into this beautiful lilac or rose. And same thing for this. You going out and following all these people, guys, it's not going to be a definite automatically I'm going to gain 40 new followers. But every time you do it, you're trusting the process. You're trusting that the growth is going to happen. And what I need for you to remember is that everybody started where you were. Brittany Leggett, who's my biggest inspiration in this business. I've said this, for 5 years, and now she's one of my good friends. She started as a coach. She had to fill out her coach form. She had to sign up and say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to pull up my big girl pants. I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm going to learn how to be a coach. And that didn't come overnight. It came from her plugging in when no one was watching and trusting the process. When she was nursing all day long and Lauren was gone and she had to come home and she had to plug into her business, not because she wanted to see the success tomorrow, but because she was willing to send those invites, to create that content, show up and go follow those people because she trusted that those people were going to come the more she showed up and the more consistent and persistent and patient that she was. And you are exactly where she was. You are exactly where I was when I was a 22-year-old teacher, grad student, commuting an hour to work each day, living in my boyfriend, now fiance's parents' basement, but willing to pour into this business because I trusted that growth was going to come down the line. I didn't see it today or tomorrow, but I trusted that growth was going to happen. You just have to trust the process. Deal? Okay, guys, you are amazing. I hope this call was helpful. I will post the recording tomorrow so that you can share it with your teams if you would like to. And I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your night. Good night.